There are few more iconic buildings on Earth than the ancient pyramids of Egypt. Soaring up from the ground, their pointed tops piercing the sky above, they mark some of the most incredible landscapes found anywhere on the planet. But while everyone knows what these iconic structures look like from the outside, what's happening inside is much more mysterious. This is Unveiled, and today we're uncovering the real reason why you can't explore the pyramids. Do you need the big questions answered? Are you constantly curious? Then why not subscribe to Unveiled for more clips like this one, and ring the bell for more thought-provoking content. First things first, of course you can visit the pyramids, to at least view them from the outside. And they're a bucket list destination for so many travelers, but it's not a free reign once you get there, and with good reason. The Great Pyramid site in Giza, for example, where probably the most famous pyramids of all time can be found, is thought to be around 4,600 years old, and there are other pyramids that are even older than that. These incredible monuments are true, tangible history then, that's still standing strong before us, which is amazing, but it also means that they're subject to all kinds of rules and laws to protect and preserve them for many more years to come. For example, while there have been various daredevil climbers that have done so, it's illegal to climb the pyramids in Egypt, especially just for the thrill of it. But also, while some parts of them are accessible to the public, the pyramid's internal chambers tend to be mostly closed off too. Tickets to venture into those on the Giza site, for example, are often limited, and those who do go inside usually recall seeing only a few dusty corridors and darkened rooms. Again, given the historical significance of these places, it's perhaps unsurprising that those maintaining them want to avoid a public free-for-all. But what's a little more surprising is that exploring the pyramids is hard as well for actual explorers. There are a few reasons for this. One is that the pyramids are and were, first and foremost, tombs. Built for the pharaohs of ancient Egypt, they're the last resting places for the most powerful people of their time. The Great Pyramid of Giza, for example, is the tomb of the pharaoh Khufu of the 4th dynasty, who reigned during the 26th century BCE. There is then an overriding desire to respect these sites, rather than just breaking them open for anyone to gaze upon. And also, because they are tombs, many of the chambers and rooms within them were sealed off when they were built. So it's not as though someone could just open a door into them anyway. Nevertheless, another reason as to why exploring the pyramids is difficult in modern times is because that respect perhaps hasn't always been there in the past. Many of the pyramid sites have been visited by grave robbers or tomb raiders throughout their history, with unknown artifacts seemingly removed in many cases, long before any kind of organized archaeological survey could take place. Unsurprisingly, the authorities are keen to avoid this happening in the future, and so there are various legal hurdles to overcome before anyone can get beyond the standard tourist walkways. But arguably more than anything else, exploration of the pyramids is difficult because the authorities and most explorers are desperately keen not to damage anything. Maintaining the structural integrity of these things is of paramount importance to everyone, and so the prospect of large-scale drilling to get into them, for example, just doesn't satisfy anybody. The pyramids have stood for more than 4,000 years, but they could still be brought crashing down within moments, and that's the primary concern. As a result, the pyramids do continually rank as some of the most mysterious places on planet Earth. While we do have maps of their inside layouts, featuring estimates and projections for some of the chambers that could be there, there's precious little of any particular detail. They've been here for so long, but there's still so much that we don't know about them. And because of that, any discovery that is made is automatically headline news. Because while it is difficult for us to physically explore these monuments ourselves, science and technology is now enabling us to find at least some answers from afar. For decades now, researchers have been sending remote-controlled robots into the pyramids to have a look around and send back footage, often to screens set up outside the pyramid itself. Not only is a single robot far less intrusive than an army of even well-meaning archaeologists, but it can also usually fit through smaller gaps, through tiny shafts, for example, between one ancient room and another. In early 2020, for instance, news broke of a lightweight 5-kilogram robot that was used to again explore the Great Pyramid in Giza. It carefully traveled down a 60-meter-long, recently discovered square tunnel, measuring only about 20 centimeters across. Eventually, it was blocked by a stone, perhaps purposely placed there, which meant that it still couldn't fully explore the expected room that lay beyond. But naturally, this mini breakthrough should lead to greater research and efforts to work out how to get past that stone and further down the tunnel. Aside from robots, though, modern exploration of the pyramids has increasingly made use of particle physics to improve our view. The world-leading Scan Pyramids mission, which was started in 2015, employs an entirely non-invasive process known as muon tomography to generate accurate 3D images of what's happening inside. Its most famous discovery to date came in late 2017, when a massive, previously unknown space was found in, again, the Great Pyramid, just above the Grand Gallery, a key room that was previously known about. This mysterious or hidden void, as it was widely dubbed, is at least 100 feet long. While many Egyptologists have claimed for years that there should be hidden spaces and gaps within the pyramids that we don't yet know about, this particular find forced everyone to take note. The dimensions are for something as significant as another hall or chamber, although work is ongoing to figure out exactly what the void's purpose is. As we move forward, the hope is that new technology like that employed by the Scan Pyramids, as well as the fast-improving Explorer robots, could well take us into a new golden age for discovery in Egypt. A great sense of mystery has hung over these spectacular monuments for literally thousands of years, while the unanswered questions have mounted up for modern minds over the last few centuries, during which the pyramids have been subject to more and more speculation. Famously, there are various alternate theories around that claim that the pyramids might be more than just ancient tombs, that they might have in fact been put there by a higher power or an extraterrestrial being for some reason, rather than built by hand by thousands of dedicated workers, as conventional science and history continually says. Some of these more out-there ideas are likely born out of the fact that so much about the pyramids is still unknown, though, and physically exploring them up close is often impossible. But if we were to reach a time when all pyramids are 100% scanned so that there are no more hidden voids to uncover, perhaps then we'll finally have a better grasp on the truth. Between now and then, however, and especially as we learn more and more about the pyramids through modern technology, the calls to enable deeper exploration by hand are sure to grow. What's your verdict on the direction we should take from this point forward? Is it more important to drill through to the hidden chambers, even if it means risking wider damage to the pyramids themselves? Or should we continue as we have been doing, leaving those chambers untouched, but maybe never knowing for sure what's inside them? Perhaps one day in the future, there will be no mystery left to solve when it comes to these magnificent places, because we'll have come to know them as well as we know the buildings of today. We'll have walked through them and marveled at all the artifacts that they might still hold. But equally, perhaps one day in the future, the pyramids will no longer be standing, and not because of some devastating natural disaster, but because our curiosity, our need to know, will drive us too far and will destroy them. Everything has its time on Earth, and the pyramids have certainly had longer than most. But it's little wonder that there's a feeling of caution whenever the idea of probing deeper into them is debated. What's clear is that we'll never see their like again. And that's the real reason why you can't explore the pyramids. What do you think? Is there anything we missed? Let us know in the comments. Check out these other clips from Unveiled, and make sure you subscribe and ring the bell for our latest content.